Greetings, everybody. It's Jim again, and here we're going to go over the fantasy trip from Steve Jackson Games and go into their close combat rules today. Now, last time I said we were going to go over hand-to-hand. Actually, that's not true. Hand-to-hand is actually when you get real up close and personal with somebody and you start rolling around on the ground like UFC fighters with knives. Pretty brutal stuff. But right now we're just going to get to the close combat section, which is basically swords and sabers and such. Swords, sabers, and such. Somebody make that a t-shirt. Anyway, let's get right down to it. Oh, and one other thing did actually happen last time we didn't get a chance to go over, and that is going over what happens when a dodge is resolved. So everybody was pretty much dodging that could, including Brienne, but she still got hit because even though she declared a dodge, Solar hit her from behind, and she couldn't. You can't dodge what you can't see, so that didn't happen. So Merrick was dodging, but let's say that Brienne didn't get hit with that arrow and it actually came to him. What would happen? Well, Solar, instead of rolling 3 dice, would have just rolled 4 dice. And it's as simple as that. That's what happens. And that happens the same thing when you declare a defend action. And the difference between defend and dodge is about missile weapons and thrown weapons, and defend is basically for close combat weapons. So that's how that works. So let's get right down to it and just get to the next, let's see who's moving first this time. Okay, the dark team is going to go next, and so that means these guys got to figure out what they want to do. And I'm not going to go too much tactical here, just going to get to it. These guys are going to want to defend a little bit. They could kind of move in, and they still might, but when you move first there, it really makes a lot of difference here. But let's just say they're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to beat up on and Ophelia's gonna move this way and make it a little bit harder to get her backside there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that might not be the best thing in the world because I don't think he's gonna get there. So if he can't get there, if Merrick can't get there, he can just get here, which he'll do. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess we'll do it that way and move that way so nobody can get her sides or her back, and then for the sake of it, 1, 2, 3, and we could do a dodge here, but it's going to be better to make sure that she can get there next turn. So 4, 5, 6, and simple as that. So now we got the dark team going first. So what's up now? This is important. All these people are engaged with the enemy. When you're in somebody's front 3 hexes, or you're in theirs, you're engaged. You see swords flying at you. You can't really move the same. So while Ulf here is engaged with Ophelia, he can do what's called a shift. He can only move 1 hex and change his facing. That's all he can do if he wanted to do it. But now Brianna, on the other hand, is actually engaged with 2 people, Ophelia and Merrick. So what's that mean? Well, she can't dodge, even shift, because she's at the end of the movement. She still has to be adjacent to both of them. So she's stuck right there, and that's a big tactical thing in some bigger games. Okay, so let's just move them around. So basically, let's see, I think Solar is just going to move away, try to get a clearer shot on Goldminier here, or even just on Brienne since she's close, or Zolhana, because she's close. So Brienne can't do much, so she's just going to stay as is. Ulf could move, but doesn't really want. Let's move Cadius first. Cadius can move forward and still attack, and he wants to do that. So 1, 2, and 3, and that's about it. You not going to be able to move out of the way. Now, Ophelia is now trapped by being engaged. All right, so you couldn't get once you move next to somebody. That's the reason why I couldn't really go all the way. Couldn't go all the way around there because as soon as Cadius would move here, he'd have to stop anyway. He's trying to maneuver to get to a backside of somebody sooner or later, but not this turn. And Ulf will stay right there. I think is just best. So now we can go to combat. So who goes first? Well, we got 2 people here that normally would go first, or Solar would normally go first, but she's got a -2 to her dexterity. So that happens with everything. So that's now a 12. So, and I think, Goldminier's got a 13, so he's going to go first. Goldminier, can he shoot a clear shot at Solar? I think so, and he's going to do it. So, clear shot, 13. Let's roll first, ask questions later. We got an 8. Even with modifiers, it would be a -1 at most. So that's going to hit. So we got the Goldminer with the longbow, 1d plus 2. Nice. And that could knock Solar out. 5 points of damage. That is enough. She's got no armor. Goodbye, Solar. Gone. That -2 doesn't even matter now. Alright, so we flip her to dead. And the reason we keep the markers on here is actually because of footing problems. These hexes are only 5 feet wide, and or 4 feet wide, I should say. And basically, that body is lying right there, so it's bad footing to get in on that. You can jump over it and stuff for 3 movement points. So anyway, that's enough of that. 1 down, and let's see what happens now. Now we got Rochelle here on this team with a 10, so Cadius is actually next with an 11. Has anybody here got that beat? An 11? Nope. So is Cadius next. So Cadius is going right up against Ophelia. It's a straight up roll. He needs an 11 with his modified dexterity because of his armor. So 11s it is. And with the 14's not going to do it. Total miss. So who's next? Let's see. Rochelle's got a 10, as we said before. And we got Merrick with a 10. So that's interesting. So if 2 people got a 10, who goes first? It goes down to the movement initiative. So this time Dark Team wins. So that means Rochelle's going to go first with her rapier. And she needs a 10 to hit. And she is right in front of Merrick. She's going to go after Merrick because he has no armor. Makes sense. And with a 4, that's a critical hit. All right. So that's going to be... Now, here's how it works. A 5 is a critical hit. It just automatically hits regardless of your dexterity. A 4 is double damage. A 3 is triple damage. So this rapier is finding its mark. It's only 1 die, but it's going to double. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a 12 right through the heart. And you're to blame. You give combat a bad name. All right, so that's 12 points. Holy crap. But now Merrick with no armor... we all know, oh no armor, but he is down to 1. Now, 3 things happen here. You already know one of them. Okay, he took more than 5 points of damage. That means he gets a -2 marker on him. But now he's less than 3 strength left. That means he gets a permanent -3 on him. Well, permanent enough until he gets healed. That's with him like luggage right now. So that's nasty. And the third thing that happens to him is he goes absolutely prone. Because it was such a great hit. He can't do nothing but get up next turn. I mean, that's all he does. He's lucky he's holding on to his weapon at all. So he is totally prone. So he is in bad straits. So that's a great hit by Rochelle. It's amazing he's alive. Let's go to who's next. So we got basically Ulf is at 8. And everybody else goes. So it's going to be Ophelia first. Ophelia's looking for some revenge. So who's she going to go up against? Cadius or Ulf? Let's go against Cadius because he's got the least amount of armor. So it's a straight up roll. So let's roll first, and I forget what she had, so let's figure it out later. 8's going to hit. A 9. She had a 9. I better not be too cocky with that. These are getting down to the... When it gets under 10, you better start doing the math. But she does hit, and she does hit with that nasty 3 dice -1. Oof. Cadius, maybe she could have gone after Ulf with that. -1. 10 points of damage on Cadius. 8 points because of armor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to 3. It's again 8 points. So it's the trifecta here. Gonna get a -3 because it's down past 3 strength. -2 because more than 5 points in a turn, and she's gonna go make him go prone as well. So Cadius has got the trifecta of death. Trifecta of doom. Let's call it that. The trifecta of doom. That's a great hit. So then, after that, we got Ulf with a 3 and Zelena with a 7. So Ulf is going to go next, and he's looking at Ophelia and saying, "You killed my friend." Alright, so he probably doesn't say that. But a 5 is an automatic hit, no matter what. Morningstar does 2d plus 1 damage. Only a 3 points of damage. Does that even go through Zelena? With Chainmail, that hits by itself, and a large shield to hit. And a large shield, the shields, by the way, only protect the front 3 hexes. Somebody gets behind you, they don't protect anymore. Another tactical thing in the game. So she doesn't take any damage on that at all. And so now that was Ulf, and now Zelena gets to go. And Zelena, oh, I'm sorry, he wasn't attacking Zelena. He was attacking Ophelia for 3 points. And she's got cloth armor, and that's 1 hit. So 2 points of damage. Not a big deal. No dexterity modifier or anything. So now Zelena is turn, but she can't move. I mean, she can't attack anyway. So that ends the turn there. So now something happens called forcing retreats. In a battle game, these could get pretty static pretty quickly if we didn't have these forced retreats, which add a nice little bit of breakthrough in the game. So what happens is anybody who gives somebody damage but takes no damage themselves from any source gets to force the other person back a hex. So that's pretty nice. Now we all know that Cadius got nailed by Ophelia, so she can push him back, so she can maneuver easier. Now, mind you, he's prone, so when somebody's prone, they no longer force you to be engaged. You can move around them. Mind you, Ophelia can still move around now. I mean, move around only by shifts because Ulf still has her engaged. But she's going to push him back this way. And normally, I actually have to check this. I think she could choose to follow up. But because he's going to be there anyway, and she wants to take care of Ulf, she's not going to. Let's see here. Who else did something? Brichelle did a great job of nailing Merrick, and he's prone, so he can. She's going to move him back, and now what Brichelle can do is actually move up, and kind of could just be right there on Ophelia maybe. But I mean, I think for the most part, yeah, she had a good shot at Ophelia even. But yeah, it's good to go after Merrick. But I think she's going to just kind of gang up on Ophelia here, knowing that Zelena's coming down. So I guess that's it. You can move forward if you want to, but you're not forced to. A lot of things happening here. So let's go off to the next turn. And actually, let's stop the video here because I think we're about to get into some actual hand-to-hand. And that'll shorten the video up anyway. So that's the basics of close combat and the bonuses thereof. And some actions have been happening. Some people have been falling down. So let's see what happens next turn.